I'm doing great. Thanks for having me up here, guys. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
And yeah, I'd love to tell you about the project PiggyCoinBSC. We are a BSC token, and we're a lot more than a meme. We're a little over 3 months old now. We fair launched with just $10 in the liquidity pool, and we've grown quite a project out of it so far. We're building some utilities, and I'll get to that. But I'll tell you about our tokenomics. So holders receive USD rewards just for holding. Part of it goes to liquidity. Part goes to the buyback and burn we have. We are deflationary, and we also have part of it go to our Piggy Vault, which is something that I got really excited about, and I'd love to go into a little bit more about. So it's basically a secondary reserve after the buyback. And it's also a holdings portfolio of anything we want as a community, anything we vote on. So it's got everything from Bitcoin and big altcoins in it to smaller DeFi projects and stable coins and all kinds of different assets. There's some NFTs in there. So that's something that it's really unique about this project. And if you notice, there wasn't any marketing wallets or dev wallet fees, nothing like that. So this project's really cool because it's completely sustainable. Everything goes back into the project and to holders only. We're currently minting a collection of NFTs called mini pigs, which are actually on the Polygon network. And it's a small collection of 300. We've got a little over a third of it minted out right now. And these are going to have some holder benefits as well. So we have a merch shop coming out that you'll get a discount for if you're holding one of these mini pigs. We're also going to have a token gated lounge, a DGen lounge that we're going to have for members only, where you'll have to hold one to have access to it. And then one of the things that we really like too is having full IP rights over your NFT, so you can do anything you want with it for any kind of brand building we're trying to do. Whitelist for future projects, and they're also going to be deflationary. So any secondary sales, the proceeds would be used to buy any NFTs off the floor and burn them. So which will limit their supply even further over time. And it's just been a completely organic growth of a project for us so far with everything we've been doing. I'd love to answer some questions about it. Can I pin something up in the nest? Can I pin up?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'll pin up a post for the mint we're doing for the mini pigs.
While you're doing that, if you can tell us, as you can see, become a millionaire next bull market.
Yeah.
If you can tell us, okay, if folks got involved in your project, what would you expect them to do? I mean, I know we all count on the next bull market making some moves for us and getting us some money. What would they need to do, okay, with your project to get to that status?
Well, you really don't need to do anything besides hold. It's a reward token first and foremost. So 3% of the tokenomics, it's a 7 and 7 buy sell tax. 3% goes to USD rewards right to you just for holding. You don't have to do anything. As any sells occurs, the contract converts the swap and liquefy and sends out the USD to holders automatically. So as we grow and volume, increases over time, those rewards, become quite substantial, which is great. The other thing, like I said, is with the buyback and burn. So there's a percentage that goes into buyback and burn. So being deflationary, that kind of adds long-term value, lowering the supply. We can do a buyback as needed to maintain, a healthy chart. Our ticker symbol is PiggyC, PIGGYC. If you wanted to look at it, it's like I said, we're currently on the BSC network. We've got a really strong chart, really strong community for starting out of nothing. And then, like I said, having a secondary thing, the Piggy Vault, where we have a secondary reserve of funds, in case we need to use them, or as a lot of us think, the things we're buying for this vault are undervalued assets in this bear market. So, we're hoping to make this a large holding over time, that will be, quite a valuable asset, in the next bull market.
So I have a question about the Piggy Vault.
Sure.
How does that benefit the token holder? Like, as if I'm a token holder and I'm looking at that Piggy Vault, and you're saying that you're going to use that over time, right, to take care of different things that you need to take care of. As a token holder, do I get a benefit off of the Piggy Vault, or is that for future development?
No, that would be for future rewards when needed. So we currently have it as a secondary reserve, which we've never had to use yet. If for some reason we need to use the buyback and we diminished funds out of that and we needed something else, we could use, we have a bunch of stables in there. We could use that and use that as buyback. Ideally, in a perfect world, we never have to touch it and it grows continuously. And as a community, it's a completely community-driven project. So we've actually done a few votes with our tokens on snapshot.org where you actually connect. And we did one regarding how the buyback and burn was ran. We did one with a listings wallet. We made some decisions like that. So we get the community involved with everything. And it's going to be the same thing with the Piggy Vault. In the future, if we see something that we want to do and change the community, we can hop out of that, coin or token and put into stables, and we can use that as reward generating income. We can pretty much do anything we want with it.
Okay, and for the NFTs, you say that they're deflationary, and I cut out for a minute, so I didn't catch how you were saying that the NFTs were actually deflationary. So if you could just repeat that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So most NFTs have a royalty fee that's a drain out to the developer, artist, whoever it is who creates it. So the royalty fee on these would be used to buy any off the floor and burn them. So any secondary sales royalty fees would go towards that. So it's currently a collection of 300, but once this happens, and we haven't had any yet, there's actually none even listed yet. But once any are, they would be burned off the floor. So the collection will get smaller over time. And one of the cool things about this is everything's going back into the project. So all funds generated from the NFT are going either into liquidity, into the buyback and burn, or into the Piggy Vault funds. So it's completely sustainable in that respect, where there's nothing being taken out of the project. And that's something I really appreciate about the entire project, honestly. Like I said, there's no dev or marketing fee. We haven't spent $1 on influencers or marketing yet. It's been word of mouth. And one of the cool things about the vault, we've been, we'll add a project, and the people from that project, we'll put a post out and they'll see it and they'll go, oh, hey, these guys bought, our token for their vault. And, those community members come over and talk to us and they want to see what we're doing. And it's been a great way to grow. So we've developed all kinds of relationships with different communities so far. Like, for instance, the one I pinned up there in the nest, he's wearing a Lightning Bolt t-shirt that represents one of our holdings in our vault, which is Vault in You. So we took kind of a nod to some of the things that we held, some of the projects that we really like, and we used that in our first NFT collection here. Actually, it's our second NFT collection. We had a very small collection early on called OG Piggies, which is actually one of my profile picture is. We did that about a month after launch, just for our core OG people that were there at the beginning that, helped the project grow for the first month. The hardest time of the project's usually, the first few weeks, first month before you kind of get on your feet. So we did that early. And then, now we're on our second collection here.
All right. So now I'm going to ask you some questions. So,
sure.
So a little bit harder question.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Dev team. How many of them are? How many people are in a dev team?
It's very small. We have a very small operation. So we have a web developer, and then we have a new young lady developer who's very, very smart lady, and she's pretty much in all the development right now. So that's basically it. We have someone that works on some graphics, myself, and someone else that is the head of community growth, and the owner, Piggy Boss himself. That's our whole team. So we're very small. And none of us are getting paid. We got an equity deal out of it. We got tokens out of it that are locked. So no one's getting a paycheck out of this. There's no external drain that way, which is really cool in my opinion.
And that was going to be my next question. For the dev team, what about how were they given tokens? Did they have to buy in? Were they given tokens? How is it that they're being compensated?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, our dev is being paid out of it was paid out of reward funds, and we actually this is something we wanted to do that was really different than most communities is share how transparent things were, and how you can build a project in a very efficient way. So we actually spoke about what some of these costs were with the community. I do a spaces every Friday called the Pig Pen. And I've dug in deep into the project about what goes in, what goes out, where things go, and why. And I've answered some of these questions myself, and it's an incredibly efficient project. So the dev, the young woman we have in India, she developed our swap we just released, and I believe it was around $500, which is crazy for some kind of any D app that you build. I believe she's working on the next 2 D apps that are on a roadmap, and they're nominal amounts of money. You're talking about maybe a few $100s. So we're developing on a really low cost basis, and everybody else is just working for the team. I came from the community. I was a holder first and foremost. I was asked to join the team. They thought I was recommended by somebody to come be a voice of the community, and it's something that we strive for is educating our community and telling everybody as much as we possibly can about how to build a project the right way, basically.
And the dev team's tokens are vested. How long are they vested for?
Any of the team tokens are vested. I believe they're currently everything's locked for 6 months. But they are going to be extended. Our liquidity is locked for 6 months, but that'll be extended as well.
Oh man, that's all I got, man. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, I'd love to take some other questions if we have any. And please, there's in the post above, there's a link to our Telegram. Please come by and say hello. We have a very, very friendly community, very active. There's always people in there, just saying hello and good morning, and posting memes to people asking questions about the project, and there's always a lot of people in there willing to talk about the project and explain anything to anybody that wants to come in.
And that's in Telegram.
Yeah. Our Telegram's probably the main place where people talk, and obviously we're here on X a lot, and then my spaces on Friday is on X.
But if somebody just wanted to get a hold of the community and see how the community was, probably Telegram's the best place to do that.
Yeah, Telegram's a great place for it. There's always someone there. The owner is always there. He's very, very active. He's very active with the community. He's always putting posts out almost on a daily basis with updates to everybody. It's really, really great to see someone that is building for the right reasons. He's got basically the same stake we do. He has a wallet just like anybody else would. He's not getting paid by the project in any way. He wanted to do something where he could build, the visions that he had, and he's got a lot that's not even on the roadmap yet. A lot of stuff we've talked about internally. He's planning on building for a long time, and we launched in the bear market for a reason. He wanted to build when it's the hardest to build. And that's how it is right now, and we've had a great success by doing it the way we're doing it so far.
Let me ask you this, Jedi. This is PiggyC on BNB with a 264,000 market cap, 11.17.
Yep.
Right one?
Yes, that's us.
I see you have about 157 holders. So whenever folks are looking, they're looking to see, and especially in this bear market, what can they get into that's gonna go up in value, and what's gonna drive it up in value? What's the plan? Like whether it's marketing, what exposure you're planning to try to get holders to increase the buy, whether it's folks that's gonna increase. Sorry, Mike is calling me. Just to increase the buy for them to get some return. What's the plan? Is there a plan?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. I mean, and that's obviously the reason why most people are here in the first place. First and foremost, everybody wants to return on their investment. And that's what most people are here for, and they want to do the best they can with that, and that's absolutely something we want to create with value. So marketing, yes and no. We don't have a marketing wallet for a reason. We want to build a different way, and I think that's been one of the things that's been really successful for us. We're not throwing away money on ridiculous marketing that's not going anywhere in a bear market, or influencers that just want to pump and dump you if you give them tokens and that kind of stuff. So our vision is a long-term growth pattern, basically. So it's picking up, like I said, one of the biggest things is through our vaults. We've gained a lot of different community supports just through that alone. Just being on spaces and being, we have a very active community on X that's always posting. And we have a lot of good friends from other projects that we know, and it's more of an organic plan. So no, it's not going to be 1,000x next week, pump to the moon, and that's something we never claimed to be. We don't want to be that. Those kinds of things are unsustainable. Typically, they don't have the liquidity to back it up, anyways. Even now, our liquidity to market cap ratio is smaller than I would prefer, but it's something that we've been building, and we're towards the top of our liquidity, actually, even though our chart's somewhere in the middle. Our chart's still really, really strong, but growing liquidity is very, very important for the long term. So, we actually have a lot of community members that are even, donating back to liquidity just to strengthen it, creating their own liquidity pool pairs just to strengthen liquidity even. It's a very unique community, I would say. It's not your average community. A lot of people have brought friends they've known from longer periods of time. So there's a lot of people that know each other from a long period. And some of the best and brightest from some of the communities that I've known have followed me over even. And having that in your community base is huge, and I think it's evident in our chart, in my opinion. I see a couple. There's a handful of community members out here right now. Some people that I would consider good friends, and we're all in this for the long term. So I think the best way to create long term is by creating value. And what we're doing with everything we build, there's going to be value baked back into it that benefits the token. So we currently have a swap out. There's a very small percentage of it that goes back to the token. It goes back to the rewards, the buyback, the vault, and that's going to be the same thing with every DApp that we launch. So we have a tip jar DApp launching next month early, and then we have a marketplace launching in November. And there's a number of other DApps that aren't on that list publicly yet that we're working on, and every one of those is going to somehow benefit the token again. So being a deflationary reward token with a long-term, holding view, to me, that's the best thing you can create for long-term value, because, like I said, you can just sit back, hold, enjoy a good project, collect rewards without even selling. I mean, there's nothing really better than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of these projects coming out with the ability to just hold and get rewards. So there's about 28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27 folks in here right now. I don't know if all of them were here from the beginning when you started. So any feedback is good feedback. If anybody has questions, they can come up. But if we could have everybody go ahead in the chat from 1 to 5. Let's give.
Hold on, Doc.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I got one last question for you that just came through my messages from somebody, and so I just want to ask it. So what is the floor limit for the buyback to be activated?
So it's actually manual right now. It's done manually, and that was the first vote we did on that snapshot.org. So at some point we would like to automate it, but we felt and we voted as a community unanimously, actually, that we felt it was in better hands with the owner doing it when he felt it was necessary. He wanted to give that option to the community immediately, and we had it was like 76% of the eligible token supply, and it was only a 3-day window to vote that voted, and 100% of the vote went to keep it that way for now. And we like I said, we've got a really, really transparent owner, and he said, we'll bring this back up in 3 months again. And he wants to keep doing that where we involve the community in the decision. So yeah, currently it's done on a manual basis. Ideally, like I said, we don't even have to use it as much. We like to have it build up, and it's been maintaining a pretty good level, pretty even steady level for the last couple months, actually.
Nice. Appreciate you though. Appreciate you spending some time, Jedi. I know I kind of hit you guys up on Twitter when you guys were posting about some stuff, and I said, come through here. Tell us about your project.
So, I saw you tag me, so I really appreciate it. I love any opportunity I can to tell people about this project. I feel really, really passionately about it, just because it's such a good, unique project. It's got a really, really bright future in my opinion. So yeah, please, like I said, anybody wants to, please, at least, I don't ask anybody to buy. I don't ask anybody to do anything. Please join our Telegram, say hello. We're always looking to meet, nice new people. And yeah, thank you for having me up here. I really appreciate it.